I want to do the intro.
You want to do the intro?
Yeah. What's the intro? Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Viewer's Voice. We're back again, and I'm the host for today. Kanye. We got Kanye here. Back in the building from the last video. And today, we will be talking about the importance of each role in a household.
Yeah.
Go, Kanye. Go, Kanye.
What you mean go? All right.
Go ahead.
Now a household that could be formed of different things, but obviously, as we know, the mom, the dad, and the children, whether it be a son, daughter, whatever, everyone in the household plays a big important role. And if you are missing a specific piece in that household, it could throw everything off. Even if your household only consists of two people, right, a mom and a dad, or even then just a husband and wife, you losing one part of the household, you just lost half of it, right? Now, if you have children, let's say you have 3 children. You have a mom, dad, let's say daughter, son, right? And let's say that household lost its mom, right? Now you just lost 20% of the household, right? Let's say maybe one of the children gets older, right? And they decide to move out. Now you just lost 40% of the household, right? And you're down to 6%. You're down to one of the daughters, one of the sons, and just the dad now. Now, with all these missing pieces, the house began to get unstable, unshaky a little bit, whatever. Now let's say you have children that are born into a household that's already missing pieces. Now they will never experience what a full household means when it's at its full 100%, and when it's full in terms of the people in place there, and everyone is important in their what they play. Whether it be siblings. Siblings are very important as they're your first friends, right? They're the first people that will fully be around you and understand you because they're just like you, right? They have the same parents as you, live in the same household as you, and they might even go to the same school as you, right? So siblings are just as important as the rest of the people in the household. Now, as we know, parents are important too because they show you and teach you a lot of important things when you begin to head out and go into life. But when you miss a parent, right, that can just throw things off because now you have to learn from just one source, and that one source may not know everything. What are your experiences with the household?
Speaking about personal experience, so I live with my mother, my father, and my little sister. I lived with my older sister used to live, but she moved out because she's grown. Yeah, she's 20, 22, 23. One of them. She grown. But keep in mind, my sister was like, I would say like right there next to my mom. So if I wouldn't go to my mom for something, which 9 times out of 10 I wouldn't go to my mom for something, I'm 9 times out of 10 going to my sister for it. So like if I had to talk about something, or if let's go on a car ride real quick, or let's go buy something real quick, I got my sister. And I feel like the role that shouldn't have been my sister's role. That should have been more so my mother's role, because it's my mom, feel me? But when you don't do or like play your role, you're not going to get treated as such. So that comes with, for example, making sure that your kids are comfortable enough to talk to you about stuff. Or just like the bare minimum, like listen. I say like just listen, and like every time I've tried to open up to my mother, it just ended up what's that word? Like
you shut down.
Not shut down, but it comes back to me. Like it
backfires.
Backfires. It will always backfire on me. So it was really no point of me open up, because it would be multiple. Like maybe the first time, okay, give it a try. Second time, and maybe the first time didn't work, and the third time I'm seeing like it's a pattern now. Like you hear me, and then you just choose to not listen to what I'm saying, because at that point you're just blatantly ignoring how I'm feeling or my feelings in whatever the topic is of the conversation. My real father, y'all. But all jokes to the left, I feel like that's a really good example. I have a dad, y'all. He's not my biological father, not my blood father, but that's my dad. Like, before 6 months, that was like he was there. So, of course, I'm growing up with a father figure. Like, it's not like I just don't have that. But the absence of my father still plays a big role. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, for a child to know, damn, like, your real father he don't do his job. He's a deadbeat. Basically, he's just a sperm donor. You get what I'm saying? That's weird, because you have kids. I feel like you should pay attention to your kids.
Mm.
Because what are you having kids for?
And I'll say you definitely brought up like 3 to 4 amazing points I want to touch on real quick. For the first thing you said is like with your sister being right next to your mom. That does exist in a lot of households where if a sibling is obviously the oldest sibling and they're more mature than the rest, and some things you just can't approach your parents about because, like you said, it can backfire, or maybe they're just not willing to provide it for you, that's where you do turn to the sibling. And as a sibling, to be that sibling, that's great. You know, you're there for your other siblings, but the role isn't something that should be forced upon you, right? Because that's not your role to take. You shouldn't have to step up in place of a parent just because they're absent or not willing to do their role, right? But for all the siblings that do step up and be there for their but be there,
Siblings.
yeah, for their siblings, and especially when they're really young and have no real nobody go to besides you, that's a great thing, and you need to appreciate yourself for doing something that amazing. As for the parents, it's very important to be willing to step up. Now, in some instances, in some cases, yes, you might have to fall back on your children, right? Let's say you are busy with work and you need one of your children to clean the house, right? Or let's say your child is old enough, you need your child to pick up your youngest from school or something like that. Yeah, like sometimes it is necessary to fall back on one of your children to pick up a responsibility for you. But to constantly try to throw these responsibilities on your child is not something that you as a parent should be doing. If not need be or required given the circumstance, if it's something that you very much well know that you could do, don't try to force that responsibility onto someone else, especially not your children. And it's important to at least try to reach out to someone else first, like your significant other, your partner or your spouse, if whether it be your husband or your wife or even then, right? You have siblings too, maybe. So try to reach out to your children's aunts and uncles. Don't try to just immediately try to fall back on them because they're already young and they have their age range responsibilities. You should not be putting your adult responsibilities onto them. That's not a great thing. Now, for the part where you said backfiring, that is something that's more common than need be. Realize that when your children are coming to you, that takes a lot of strength and bravery, and they're not always looking for an argument just because they said 1 or 2 things that upset them. They're trying to look for some closure or some reassurance or maybe an answer.
Literally the simplest thing of somebody to talk to, because their mother or father should be that for them. You get what I'm saying? So it just comes into if your child why can't your child come to talk to you? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't your child vent to you? Like, that's a problem. But go back to what you're saying.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of instances where there is a problem existing between the child and the mother, or even son and the father, and what the child is trying to do is not confront their parent in a hostile, aggressive manner, but yeah, look for some closure, some reassurance, and some answers maybe as to why they have to do this, or why you made them do this, or why you got upset when A, B, C, and D happened, right? And like I said, it's not a way to hostilely try to confront you in any ways, but rather try to like understand maybe your perspective and try to help you understand their perspective. Like, as a parent, yes, you've been a child before and you understand what it may have been like for you, but realize that times are changing and they're different. So maybe how you approached problems at a younger age may not be how they approach problems at their age, right? And to backfire against your child and make what they said to you now reflecting back on them is ultimately going to give them their answer. Think of it like this. Think about, let's say your child did something that you view as really bad, and let's say all it was them accidentally breaking a glass, knocking a glass off the counter. Now, different parents will have a lot of different ways of approaching something like that. But some parents, right, will maybe like spank their children for something like that, even if it's very minor.
It's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary, right? And what this can do is when you do spank your child or something like that, that is their answer, right? Or it will become their answer. Because in their mind, it's like, why am I getting spanked for something I did accidentally, right? And with all this thinking, with all these thoughts, right, when their only response is some form of hitting physically, then they'll just take that and as their answer every time that maybe you just really don't like them, you may hate them or be displeased heavily with their actions and things like that. So picture it the same way when they try to come to you, for instance, right? They try to come to you about a problem, you making that problem backfire will be their answer, right? Basically just trying to say to them ultimately that whatever I say just isn't right, and there's no point in coming to you about it particularly, so therefore I won't, if my answer every time is going to be hit with some form of backlash and deflection.
And yes, so to add on to what Kanye was saying, I feel like most of the time, speaking from a personal point of view, another reason why I wasn't so open talking to my parents about my feelings was because it was like, you're at that point, you're just putting me down. Like, and not even when it comes into venting, it would just be and anything, like a little problem, oh, you got an attitude, go off. Like, they'll just go off and talk about the past, talk about what I didn't do in the past, like, and it's unnecessary. Like, there's no reason for you to bring anything up that happened in the past. Like, an old argument that we had or an old disagreement that we had, it has nothing to do with what we're disagreeing with right now. So why bring it up? It's like just to put you down, and it's like confusing because with your parents, it's like you really just look for their approval. Well, for me, I look for my parents' approval because, like, I be going hard. I do anything, like, try to get good grades, extracurriculars, like, literally anything.
Yeah. And
just for my parents to say, oh, I'm proud of you. Good job, good job, good job. You did a good job. You're nice at that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then any little instant, and it's just like, oh, that's gone. Everything that you said was nice. That one little thing that you said was nice, gone because you said 10 bad things for no reason, like, just to do it, just to put me down. And it's like, for what reason? Like, I feel like your role it shouldn't be that, like, putting me down. Your role should be, let me uplift my child, let me listen to what my child has to say, because who would my child go to when my child has nobody to talk to? It should be me, you know what I'm saying? Or I should be the first one that my child comes to, not no old best friend that probably not gonna talk to you in 5 days because y'all fake best friends for real. Y'all not even real best friends. Y'all just friends for the moment. Like, you're my mom for life. So I feel like parents don't think about how they treat their kids because they think about, oh, well, I was raised like this, and it's like a generational curse that nobody really cares about. Like, just because you was raised like that doesn't mean you have to treat your kids like that. So because your mom hit you, you gotta hit me? Now what if I hit you back? Now I'm playing. But, like, I'll just laugh. And speaking of that, there's kids that dead be hitting on their moms, and I'm like, that's crazy. That's another role that kids need to play their role, because kids is getting out of pocket. So it comes into both parts. Like, parents need to play their part, and kids also need to play their part. Like, for example, if your mom asks you to do dishes one day, you're not gonna die. Kids be starting arguments too, because I'm not trying to, like, oh, kids be the victims. Like, nah, because there's some kids that don't listen. They don't listen, and they just bad kids. But then there's parents that bring what they've dealt with, that was passed through generations, and they inflicted on their kids. They what's that word?
What?
It's like
Project.
They project how they feel about themselves onto their kids. And so when a kid speaks up about it, it's like, oh, now you're being disrespectful. Now you're getting all your privilege took. But they're just expressing how they feel. not even expressing the truth.
Yeah.
And for some parents, that's a problem, and that's not cool. That's a role. That's a big like role that parents should like things to fix. It's like that. It should be the whole opposite. It should be literally be the whole opposite. And okay, so speaking since I brought up that kid topic, yo, like my mom wasn't a bad kid, but she had my older sister at a young age.
Mm.
And I'm disrespectful. Y'all, like, seriously, like, I feel like that has to do with a role missing in her house.
Okay.
And maybe we could say a father.
I want to talk about that too, but I'm gonna pick up on some of the things you said before. Strictly, with the kids playing their role, or like even if they're being told to do something that it's not the end of the world. Like if my mom were to ask me to do something, I'm just gonna get it done, right? Even if I push it off for 5-10 minutes, right? Ask my mom at the end of the day if she's putting a responsibility onto me, right? She must trust me with that responsibility. Let me just do it, right? Maybe she's busy, right? Let me not take away from her time, knowing that I got the time to just get over with, right? It's not gonna kill you, right? And it's gonna mean a lot more to your parents at the end of the day. But parents, yes, be also appreciative that your child is willing to take upon this little task that you put on them. It's very important, and once you lack that appreciation, they will start to fall back on the task that you give them, because now it's just like chores rather than you asking a favor of them. And would you say you look for your mother in like validation? Yeah. A lot of children will do that, and that's why even when I get some good news, I'm gonna go tell my mom about it, or tell my dad about it, or whoever, because I want that little bit of validation. And that's what we always seeked as a kid. We would draw something for our parents and immediately go to show them, and that same trait carries on when you get older. And something that even my girl was facing, or probably still is facing with her mom, is that same thing carries on, right? And in the stance of like, if she's arguing with her mom, she's not trying to confront her for arguing, right? And sometimes she may just feel like ready to just push her mom out the picture sometimes, right? Because you are not playing the role that she would want you to play. But even she can admit, even she knows herself that she needs a mother, right? Everyone needs a mother, everyone needs a father. But when you aren't playing these roles, you are taking a very important and key part in their life away from them. And I think what you want to talk about too was like, the importance of a mother and having a father in these households. And
like kind of like how it affects the kid, and then the kid playing the role based off what the parents did. You know what I'm saying? Like how the kid comes out, kind of. Not calling my mom nothing. I'm just saying. At around this age, I would say my mom was already about to expecting a kid.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes with roles. Where are your parents? What are they doing? How much control did you have? Because at that point, not gonna lie, y'all, my mom's smart. My mom's smart as hell. But, and no, not her having a kid didn't stop her from going to school. Y'all, she finished high school. She went to college. She got her master's in college. That's 6 years of college. If y'all don't know what a master's degree is, it's literally the degree right before getting your doctorate degree. So with 2 more years, she would have had her doctorate, but she only did 6. And she went to a private college as well in New York. You know them colleges be expensive. So, not knocking down anybody that got a kid at a young age, because, as an example, my mother, she did it. She did what she had to do with a kid. By the time she was finished with college, when she was still in college, she had me. So now she got 2 kids and she in college. Yeah, it's like she was doing what she had to do. But it just comes in. When she had me, she was already grown woman. But for example, when she had my older sister, it's just like when your parents don't play a role. For example, teaching them how to be safe, what not to do, what to expect out of a boy, what not to expect. You know what I'm saying? Like basic ground rules when you're starting off and you're growing up as a teenager. Because everybody knows when you teenagers, or even like starting middle school, you're probably gonna start like liking people. Like so that comes into your parents. Your parents play a big role in what's
like
exceptional.
Yeah, and like expectations and stuff like that.
Yes, expectations, standards, basic standards. So like now, I would say like nowadays, oh my god, people see somebody pregnant, oh my god, where's her parents? Where are her parents? But it's like the reality is some people don't have that parental figure.
Yeah.
And stuff like that happens, and they just have to figure it out. And they have to graduate from school, and they got to work and figure out a way to provide for their kid. So, or anything at all. Even if like somebody drops out, I probably wouldn't say a kid with two parents, a 2-parent household wouldn't drop out of school, because I know somebody with a 2-parent household that do drugs, and they're in school, and basically barely come to school, but they do drugs. They got 2 parents. 2 parents don't mean nothing in a house if you're not doing your role.
Yeah.
Parents need to do their job and care for your kid and pay attention to your kid, listen to your kid, make sure you know what your kid doing, and don't be, oh, no, you can't go outside because there's people in the streets, there's bad people, there's trafficking. Don't hide your kid from the world. Your kid needs to go out in the world and see stuff for themselves, but at the same time, prepare your kid and teach them what to do and what not to do coming across those obstacles. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you definitely said 2 important things that I was already kind of thinking of. Is like the whole expectation standards things that you should learn from your parents. Like I've grown up in a household with 3 women, right? 2 of my older sisters and my mom. And based off of that alone, that showed me how I should be treating women, right? And how they deserve to be treated, and what women do and that kind of thing, right? That's important, right? And your mom should be showing you how women should be treated and how to treat a woman and things of that nature. And the same effect goes in play for women, right? Your father figure should be showing you what you should be expecting, right? And I feel like a lot of people that are settling for less, right, or are even giving less, is because they've either haven't been shown what to expect, right, or haven't been shown what you should be giving, right? Or maybe you grew up and yet you've seen your mom not getting much, so you figured, right, since they're still married, it doesn't take much to marry a person, right? If your parents are still together, but your dad or your mom hardly provides for their spouse, you figure that, okay, I don't gotta provide anything for my significant other when I get into a relationship, right? Or you seen your mom as a daughter, you seen her being very disrespectfully treated, right? But yeah, still putting up with your father. So you figure if she could do it, why should it not, right? But these things aren't great because you're not seeing what should really be going on. But with the friend that you were talking about who has 2 parents and he still does drugs, whether or not...
No, not a friend. I just go to school with him.
Oh, well, yeah. The person that you know of that has 2 parents and still do drugs. The thing is, a lot of parents don't understand that the harder you hold someone down, right? Think of it as like a spring, right? If you push down the spring, the minute you let go, that compacted force is just gonna explode, right? So when you have a child and you think it's best to just hold them down and blind them and hide them from as many things as possible, right? The minute they get a chance to either see or experience it for themselves, they're gonna do the utmost, right? So picture like this, right? Your child is 15, and for the past few years, you've hid technology, you've hid parties and experiences, you've hardly let them go out with friends, rada. Let's say one time you're not gonna be home until late, right? Or you're gonna be out doing something, and they're given the opportunity to either sneak out or whatever. They're going to take that chance and they're going to do all the things that they can because they may not ever be given the opportunity to do it again, right? So let's say that same night you're out late, maybe you got a little girls night or whatever that you got to do, or you stay at work late and there's a party going on that she heard of that she wants to go to, or he wants to go to, whatever. They're going to sneak out, go to that, and let's say this part, like there's drinks and drugs involved at that party. They're going to want to experience that if they see everyone else doing it, right? And they'll just go above and beyond to get the full experience of it, right?
Yeah, like, because they never experienced it before. So it's like, what should I really be doing when I get in a separate environment? That's really important. Kanye ate that. But, y'all, for real, I feel like that's really like under talked about, because it's comes into you being you.
It's a laptop, but it's still recording.
You protecting your child, preparing your child, and just being overprotective and unnecessary. Because being overprotective, I wouldn't say it's wrong, but I would say there's faults that come with that. Like, let's say your child, this goes into, because there's parents that are really, really strict. Your child is 17, about to be 18. The guys be like, or her girls, they be like, let's go out, let's go to this party real quick. It's a Halloween party. Do, for example, random Halloween party. You've never taught your child, don't drink from anybody, don't smoke with anybody that you don't know, or maybe don't smoke at all, who knows, like, but you never gave your child the basic rules of what to do and what not to do at a party. Make sure you don't leave your friends, make sure your friends don't leave you, make sure you have a ride back home, don't drink and drive, like basic stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And so once your child gets in that environment, something might go wrong because you never prepared your child. And it comes into a point where they don't realize your child's going to grow up anyways. So your child's going to experience it. Sorry. And so even though you don't want them to experience it when they're living with you, they're going to experience it at some point. So it's life. You can't keep your child from it, because at the end of the day, they're going to have to experience it when they grow up and they living in their own apartment and they have older friends that say, let's go to the bar. And you didn't teach your daughter, don't take a drink from no man, because he could have put something in it. Like, little stuff like, so parents should take note and really just think about not being so afraid and just being more so cautious. Take precautions when it comes into your kids. And same vice versa for the kids. Like, listen to your parents, because sometimes your parents don't be trying to do nothing. Like, before you leave the house and you tell, oh, mom, I'm about to go to the party, leaving now, love you, bye. Before she walk out, hey, don't do this, don't do that. She's not doing too much. The fact that she's letting you go is great at all. The fact that you got the chance to go out is amazing. But if she's giving you those like 3 little tips of advice, what not to do, behave yourself, respect yourself, don't do this, don't do that, you should listen. Because you never know what's out in the world, y'all. For real.
And they
people like here, he be kidnapping people.
I mean, there be stuff like that out there. But yeah, like you were saying too, like, I mean, every parenting style is gonna have its pros and cons, whether you choose authoritarian, authoritative, or permissive, whatever it is, right? These can either make the right people that you're looking for or the wrong people. For example, permissive, right? It's parents that sort of suck up to their child, right? And it's more communication coming in from the child rather than from the parent. You're the type of parent that just give anything and everything to your child. These can make some very good leaders, right? And you may give them all the materials and resources they may need. But these could also be some very stubborn and some very spoiled children too, and just believe that everything's supposed to go their way because you led that narrative their whole childhood, right? And these kind of things are important because this really just dictates how you want to raise your child, right? Whether or not you want to be the parent that helps them and guides them, or you want to be the person that just holds them down and they grow up to resent you more and more as they get older. And it's very important to understand that the more understanding you are with your child, the more they'll understand you. So if they ask you to do something, right, or if you could do something for them, like they want you to take them to the mall or something, don't just give them a flat out no with no reasoning, right? But then expect a reason for them or from them when you ask them to do something and they tell you no, right? Because now you're gonna get upset and lash out at them, but you just told them no when they asked you for something, right? But also understand that if you allow your child to do something, picture it like this, right? They want to go to a party, and that's something that they really want to do, right? They see a lot of their friends doing it. Let them do it before they do it behind your back, right? Because children.
Because you're gonna be mad when your daughter come home pregnant. You're dead gonna be mad. So like, just let your kid enjoy their young years.
And then even with that good news that you just gave them, throw some tips in there because now they're more likely to listen to you.
But don't be such a like loose parent though, because they be parents that be letting them kids do nothing. You know, there's parents that be smoking with their kids. I think that's so crazy to me. I really feel like if my mom ever see me smoke, oh, what is she? No.
It's those type of parents don't understand. Yeah, there are boundaries still in play.
Yes, boundaries, y'all. Like, there's no reason why you're smoking. Okay, you smoke as a parent. Okay, you know that your son smoke. But if you catch your son smoking in front of you, slap that boy.
But
what are you talking about?
Like, those are two adult kind of things. Like, you have to be a grandparent at that point, right, to be doing that with your child. Like, I'm talking about you gotta be in your 60s, your child gotta be in their like 40s or something for you to be doing these activities. It should not be you in your 30s, your child haven't yet graduated high school yet, and y'all are doing these activities as if y'all best friends. Like drinking, for instance. You and your father may drink together when you have your children and you're well over the age of drinking, right? Like, yeah, you're 35, your dad is 55 or 60. Y'all can drink together. There's no reason why you are still 16. Your dad may be 35 then.
And you're drinking a whole freaking Corona with your...
Right.
What?
Like, these are not responsible things that you should be doing as a parent. And these are very immature things to be getting into as a child. Right. Just end it right there and just do the thing, or you want to add some more?
Yeah. So basically, y'all, remember your role when it comes to family. Like, kids, be respectful, but be honest. Parents, take feedback, because just how you're teaching your kids, you're also learning how to be a parent. You're also learning how to, you're growing as well, because you're human too. You don't know everything. So it just comes into everybody when it comes to their role, they should listen and just be open-minded, because we don't know everything in the world, y'all. So
yeah,
everybody should be open to feedback.
Close it up since you did the intro and stuff.
So bye, y'all. We're gonna be back. Well, he's gonna be back with another video, and hopefully y'all tune into this video. Spread it though. Subscribe to his channel. Viewer's Voice. Bye, y'all.